Hi everybody, Photonium here, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included, Spaced Out DLC Full Release, Episode 18, I think. Anyhow, this was the solution I came up with for getting this magma off of here. The other solution is to put in a sweepy, but I actually have realized we don't need this, because I'm going to have to dig out all of this. But I also want to point out that makes... Okay, I'll explain why this is bad in a second. But, along here, let's see, here's some. Igneous rock. This igneous rock was magma. So I can only... And the only thing next to it is abyssalite. So it wasn't cooled by something next to it. So it's got to be the abyssalite, right? That's the only thing I can think of. Did I just say to deconstruct that? No. I should not have made these out of sandstone, because now they're using the sandstone to build things over here. And then that got really hot. Now I'm not even sure what to do with that sandstone. But yeah, I wonder if we can mop that now. Nope, still not. So what I want to do in this episode is kind of do a review of the DLC, and then while I'm doing that, we can work on the magma project. So the magma project really is the sulfur project, and as long as this is still active, we're okay. We can get ready. So what we want to do is we want to have this sulfur drop down into a pool of really chilled water. And what would be ideal would be to make a vacuum seal around this. And I think that could be done if we put... I'm going to pause it so they don't start building stuff like this. If we put a seal around it like this, and then dug out the obsidian like this that's around it, this would be dug out. And then we don't even need to make... I mean, we could make this into insulated tile for just in case, but we wouldn't really need to. And then we're going to need a place for this to drop down, but if it drops straight down here, then I would need a seal here, and then I would need, a vacuum here. Why won't it let me select insulated tile? I don't know. And then insulated tile here. That looks really hard to do. So what I figured is I could put in an insulated tile here, vacuum here, and then I guess, insulated just to make sure it wouldn't be igneous. This would be tile, and then the sulfur could drop down right here into a tank. It doesn't matter where I don't know how low it would be. What we would need here then, just, to make it clear, is this would have to go 2 over 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down. 1, 2, 3 on the inside, and then over like this. This would be for a steam power thing. I don't know why I've forgotten all words. So then down here we have an aqua tuner chamber. Then beneath that we have an area with... And this would be sealed. This would only have one space to go through. So this seal would come down to here. It's off by... Oh no, that'd be... Could we do it like this? Technically, yeah, we could. Technically... Will these transfer heat diagonally? I don't think so. So we could do here, and then the sulfur falls like that. This would create a seal between the two chambers. And then the water down here would have all the pipe going through it. So this whole area can be... Oh, I want to talk about what just happened here. This whole area can be dug out, which means we might as well dig this out too, which is why I canceled all those pitcher pumps. The only thing I want to retain is digging out those 2 tiles. Scary. Oops, I still want to deconstruct that. And this is just fine. It's fun. They can do the last little bit of magma there. The solution for getting these off of here, I think we just saw, which is that when we dropped the cool sandstone into this magma, it instantly turned into igneous rock. The cooler sandstone. See, the igneous rock is 1407, so the sandstone cooled it down. So what I'm thinking of for this, again, like I said, a sweepy would be an option, but what I'm thinking of is putting in just maybe a tile here, and a storage unit, and then just sweeping some colder rock into this area right here. I really want them to get rid of that tile. And I think that would be a lot more effective for getting rid of whatever magma's remaining on that surface there. So what we can do while we're waiting is we can start digging this. Unfortunately, I kind of feel like I have to do a little bit at a time. Because otherwise the dupes that can't dig through this will get trapped. Okay, so I got spaced out by this project, but oh, can they reach that now? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think so. Yeah, they can reach it. Will they be able to reach this one? Yeah. Yeah, they can reach that one too. Okay. This will be a little tricky, I guess. And then this project they're still working on. Okay, so the good things about the DLC. I like the new biomes, such as this one. And I forgot the name of this biome, but the one with the Sweetles and stuff. I like the radiation, all the new ones, even the swampy. It's not my favorite to have to deal with the swampy biome, but... God damn it. It's not my favorite to have to deal with it, but I like it, you know, for what it is. And I like the new critters. All of them. The plug slugs need a little work as far as their diet, but, you know, hopefully they'll fix that. I really like the new plants, especially the Saturn critter trap or whatever it's called. So that's really fun, but the grub fruit, whatever, the bog bucket, bog jelly, whatever it's called. I like the radiation. I love that addition to the game, and the new kinds of research as far as having to get nuclear and astronomical research, I think is great. I love the changes to artifacts and how you have to, or you can research them, I guess. Oh, it looks like I've got some things that have been researched that I could probably put on pedestals. Oh no, those are the things they have researched, because look, they're already on pedestals. I don't know. I think this is a fun way to get databanks too, and I like it that researching the fountains, geysers, gives you data banks. So there's a lot that's really fun. Also, as far as the star map, I think that these swampy ore fields and whatever, compared to prior, I think it's really fun that... Wait, what? In flight to... Oh. Wait, what? Spirit of Vessel. Oh, I was gonna go there, but I didn't remember saying to launch. Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't say to launch. What is this? Doesn't that look like something's going wrong? Anyway, I think that this is more fun than how it was before. I like the idea of, having to figure out a way to get to these. It just seems more real, more immediate than how it was prior in the base game. So I like the new star map, and now I'm gonna move into the stuff that I don't like so much. Let's check in on our magma though. Why are they not deconstructing these? Is something I would like to know. But let's pop in an obsidian tile right there. So, okay, I was gonna say, if those assholes on Flipito are idle, the digger actually might be idle because the digger over there cannot build, and never get a digger that can't build. That's why I can't just queue ladders all the way up, because the other dupes can't dig this, and the digger won't dig it if there's a building queued over it. So, very, very irritating, but that's not something that has to do with the DLC. Okay, so what we're seeing here is no progress. I am kind of in a hurry because once this goes dormant, we want to pop that open and get stuff done. So, okay, now the not so great stuff. Let's go up here. So some of the things that annoy me have to do... What? When did I deconstruct all this? I don't think that's something I did on purpose. I don't think that's something I did. Maybe it has to do with the mods that I installed. Huh. Okay. Yeah, anyway. The tooltips. The tooltips is what I was going to complain about. And let's just use this. Gas rocket port unloader, which I chose at random. So, this isn't a tooltip, it's a graphical thing. Look on either side of this, and you can see the arrows point in both directions. So I guess that indicates you can attach this to the rocket platform on either side, and it'll work. But the graphic for the item itself isn't equal on both sides. The left and the right look totally different, so it doesn't look equivalent. You can't rotate it, and it does not look the same. I think that's supposed to indicate that you can put more than one loader or unloader in a row. You can just stack them up like this. But it's totally unclear. Okay, that's just a minor thing. I'm starting slow. I'm gonna work up. If you watched this playthrough, then you know this. I'm sorry, this is so weird that those things are missing. That I had a hell of a time getting this thing to launch. Because nowhere, it doesn't say anywhere that you have to have a positive automation signal coming into it in order for it to work. So maybe this melted from something. Anyway, I don't know. So I tried a million different things until I tried putting a signal switch on it and it would work. And most buildings that have automation don't require a signal switch. Like this one has an input, but it works without it. You don't need to hook this up to a signal switch for it to work. This one you do. Yeah, there are a couple buildings like liquid shutoffs. Let's do a gas shutoff. This one, if you want to ever have anything pass through it, because that will shut it off, you do have to have an input to turn it on. But this thing is called a shutoff, so I expect it to shut off when I build it. This is called a launcher. I don't expect it to shut off. There is also the fact that some of these items, the tooltip is just incorrect. Like I ran into on the last episode. Of course, I can't even look at it. Did I launch this? I can't remember if I launched it. Oh. I went and looked at it and didn't launch it because the graphics looked weird, but I think we can launch it. I don't know. Maybe not. I have no idea. It's making very weird graphics. Hopefully he doesn't die, but this is our last episode, so we can have a funeral and we can move on. God, I don't know why they're not building this stuff. Okay, these are full. There goes Lyra. Oh, that reminds me of a mistake I made last episode. The cartography module says that it uncovers adjacent tiles or something like that. It doesn't. It uncovers adjacent objects. It doesn't show you the tile. The tile remains dark unless there's an adjacent object. So, yeah, I do find it irritating that the tooltip is wrong. What? Okay, yeah, they still can reach it. I don't know why it's such a low priority. I thought maybe after digging they couldn't or something. I don't know what I thought. So let's see, where was I in my rant? Here. The tooltips are wrong. I went and looked to see where clay is located because I play some games that are made in like Poland or, Russia, or I don't know if I play any Russian. Yeah, I do. Graveyard Keeper, I think, is made in Russia. And, sometimes the tooltips, they're a little off. And, I get it. That's not their first language, and it's expensive to hire somebody. And the person, maybe they did hire somebody and they didn't do a good job, or what? Who knows what? I don't know. Whatever, something here just melted. It went the wrong direction. Oh, that one will mop. Anyway, yeah, Clay is based in Vancouver, British Columbia, so they're Canadian, so that's not the explanation for why their tooltips are so bad. And the original game had, really similar problem. Oh, this is melting and going back and melt. It's because it's touching this obsidian here is part of the reason. But this abyssite is a little hotter. See how this is really low temp? And it chilled the stuff. I don't think it chills solids though, just liquids. Okay. Like I said, I'm starting small. But let's talk more about the rockets. Having to micromanage, like I can't just tell Harold to go here once everything is revealed or whatever the cartography tool tip says. Come back. I have to fly there, notice when he's there, and then come back. So, you know what? I should have scrubbed Harold. Oh, oops. Because the thing that's causing him stress here is having too many skills. So, whoops. Oh, let me make sure he can eat too while we're here. This is a great example. Having to micromanage your person inside the rocket. Even just like the fucking toilet situation. That they'll use the toilet when you land, so you have to disable it so that this toilet doesn't get used up. Why? Just I like the fact that the rockets are now harder. That's really good. I think I prefer that the game be a little bit harder, or I think on the hardest settings on the harder maps it's definitely like very hard. It's hard enough. There are a couple mods that will make it even harder if that's not hard enough for you. But anyway, this should be something I can program automatically. I should be able to, and same with the drilling. You go there and you drill, and you have to keep an eye on it, so when they're done drilling, you can send them back. Why? Why not just when your cargo module is full, you come back, or your drill is exhausted, either one of those, you come back. Or launching a fucking rover. You fly over, launch the rover, come back. It should just be a round trip that you just put in. I don't know what. But the way it is right now is absolutely ridiculous. That you have to watch carefully, get it at the exact right moment, and then, land your rover and send them back. Why, it's just antithetical to me to what the base game was. So, I hate it. I just hate it. It's terrible. That aspect of it is terrible. I did have some fun playing this, but there were a lot of frustration, so micromanaging the rockets is definitely top of the list, or even, let's say you just need to do supplies. So, it's not top of the list. Top of the list is next. Top of the list is this. So, let's take a look at our asteroid. First of all, building a base on every single asteroid that you want to do something on. I get it that it doesn't have to be this elaborate, but even what we have on Butista, it's fairly elaborate, and it's by no means done. It's like good enough to function for right now, so I'm just leaving it. But, yeah. Oh, look here. I can finish this is gonna be the natural park, or whatever they're called, is gonna be here now. And then we're gonna have Pole coming all the way here. That's the plan anyway. I had to, this is just for 5 dupes. Like, again, and then Flipito we had to do, again, it's not as elaborate as the main base, but we needed all of this stuff. I only built it as it was needed. So, in anticipation of something that I knew for sure I was going to need. Okay, now... Yeah. If I do this, they're going to get trapped, so I'm going to have to wait to dig that out. Please tell me you're still active. Okay, good. So, if we look at Flipito here, this base is good for, it would be good, I think, as an agricultural base, or you could put in a whole bunch of hatch farms up here, or you could use it to grow sleep beet. Bristle blossom would be fine here. You've got the grub fruit set up. You could make, what are the two? You could make mixed berry pie, which we're already making, and also the berry sledge, which I am making. I don't get that many berries though. So let's see, I forgot what's in this. Sleetwheat, grubfruit, gristleberry. So I don't get very many gristleberries over here because I'm not using the water to grow anything right now. But this would be a great food production base. And I can't see that it's really good for that much else. Over here, Hazardora, of course, the radiation. But this is also an excellent, this base produces a ton of water. I just don't have all the geysers uncovered. There's one right there that's hot water. This is another saltwater one, and we've got the saltwater one here. And this one is cooling our industrial area. And then once it cools it, it provides water for the rest of the base's needs. So you could use this one to produce water, and of course nuclear power, although I don't know how you transfer nuclear power, but or just uranium if you needed to send that somewhere. Although of course there's a limited amount of uranium. But then you could ship the water from here over to Flipito for your bristle blossoms. I think that would work great. We can keep this up. I could fill in these tiles with insulated, but in reality it doesn't make a difference because the obsidian can't melt. And we're going to put a vacuum in right here. I guess we could start on the vacuum, the tiles that will create the vacuum. Okay. And then Butista, of course, you would have it produce your petroleum, your plastic, and your steel. Grossteel would do the refined metal. I didn't even bother to go to this planet, which I guess would... I don't know what it would be good for. Maybe this sulfur geyser would be easier to get to than the one I'm currently trying to get to. But yeah, that is one that I didn't bother with. So potentially this would be a source of sulfur and or tofu because it's freezing. Yeah, maybe tofu because you've got it'd be kind of fun to have a planet just for tofu, but that's coming from a vegan, so what do I know? Okay, so what's the problem, Jennifer? This is very straightforward and obvious. The problem is, how do you get... Okay, you've got your petroleum planet. To get the petroleum and steel to the other planets that need it, which we established they all need a base, they all need the power, they all need cooling, they all need bathrooms, they all need all that F and S that I don't want to deal with. I don't remember if I need to dig this or not, but I guess I will. So now we're getting into cooler abyssalite over on this side, so let's see if it'll make any kind of difference. And now at this point we can do 2 rows. I'll just do it all the way down, I guess, except for the last 2. Both of these rows were not needed to be dug out, but I'll definitely want to drop that down, so I'll probably just dig it all out. That'll make some very hot sand down here, but at least most of the stuff will melt, which is actually what we want. So this goes here, and then we have a hole, and then I can't remember. We can start with the next row. I'd love to have like 2 rows, like a ceramic, obsidian on the outside and ceramic on the inside. So just to plan out where this would be. So this is where this floor would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 1. Okay, that will help us get over here to work on this part of it. This isn't in the same place as what I had it when I was planning. It's one over. Because we need a seal here. Then it drops down right there. No. No. Because this will be like this. Now there's no seal, so we would have to actually seal this off by doing something, putting a tile here or something like that. Why is it different from how I had it? I can't cue this up because I don't have any plastic over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Those things are 3 high, right? I'm just going to make sure, even though I am sure. 1, 2, 3 high. Okay. So to transfer, what I was going to say is, it doesn't make sense to make your bases like that. You have to have rockets that you micromanage to realistically get those items back and forth. Because if you just use this thing, this uses an incredible amount of power. So just using this, it only does 200 kilograms at a time. What are you going to do with your 200 kilograms of petroleum that you used a ton of power to power the radioactive receiver thing in order to shoot a small amount at one planet and then have to build up the rad bolts again and shoot a small amount again? You'd need a whole army of these and just a shitload of power to power the little radiation thingies. That it's really not feasible. So what you have to have is rockets, and I guess micromanage them all the time. Like, I do see that there's some automation that I haven't played with, automation broadcaster and stuff. Sends a green signal to... Yeah. Okay. So, you could use... Maybe these are meant for that. There was some other automation that this star map location sensor sends green signals at the chosen star map locations and red signals everywhere else. So I guess that would be how you would tell it, once you get to this location, then on the inside of the rocket. No. That wouldn't do it, because then you still have to go. You could use this to signal you when you're, speaking of which, when your rocket has arrived. Yeah, whoops. 4.4 cycles. I hope you have enough oxygen. And that's the only thing I can really, I mean, if you wanted, once the rocket gets there, you want stuff somewhere else to turn on. Star map. Yeah. And then there must be a receiver for this. Something to receive that signal. Or does this only do signals to the interior of that same rocket? Like, once you get to this location, then it enables certain buildings on the inside of the rocket. Again, it's a case where that's explained but not explained. Except that when I got the research, where is it? There were other sensors there that maybe one of them went with it, but it doesn't. So, I swear I just got some research that had... There's no way I just got that. Maybe I did, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Something that I just recently researched? No. I guess not. Wrong again. But yeah. So having to build a new base on every planet is by far my least favorite. part of this entire endeavor. So what will this look like? So this is now a vacuum. And if we go like that, it'll stay a vacuum. And this will be across like this. So I guess here we can pop in some obsidian ladder. If I just destroy all of this abyssalite, I don't have to sweep this. Therefore, it's a good idea. So I can't put a ladder there until it's dug out. That's what I'm talking about. It's very, very annoying. Okay. So this is apparently going to take a really long time. I could probably send some builders from Hazardora over here. So I downloaded a mod that allows you to... Let's see, who's a builder? Bert. Like this should be automatic with the mod that I installed. Yeah. Very nice. Another thing that you should just be able to turn on. I also downloaded a mod so you can build doors that are actual airlocks. Here it is, insulated self-sealing airlock. I don't know if it requires power. Nope, so it's a manual airlock. Okay, having to build the base on every asteroid, terrible. So what I envisioned was that... Oh, what's this here? Igneous rock, you're gonna melt. This is not needed anymore, I don't think, but it's fine. Oh wait, they can't reach this. When they announced that you'd be able to colonize other asteroids, I imagined something that was more like games that I played in the 80s. So, actually maybe we wait to queue this up until this magma is dropped through there. Which means I need a way across. And I don't even remember the names of the games, but what I thought it would be is that it'd be kind of like the old map, which I like a lot about the new map, but just if you remember the base game, and you just sent a rocket to an asteroid, it mined it automatically and it sent it back. And I liked some of the changes they made to that, like the graphical nature of the new map. I like that it's a little bit harder to supply your dupe's needs, even though I was frustrated with that when I was playing it, trying to actually achieve that. I still think that it's a good change to the game. But what I thought it would be is that it'd be like that, but you'd send maybe something a little bit more elaborate, a little bit more difficult to build. It'd be like a mining module or something that you would send to the asteroid, and then that would establish like a continual but small supply of whatever resource, and maybe you could upgrade it or whatever. But that's not what we got. What we got instead was an incredibly tedious need to build a new one of these in every location. They're just, there must be a better way, as they say. But this is definitely not it. This ain't it. So all in all, my analysis of this DLC, I mean, I have to give it a bad review, and the reason is that this used to be my favorite game until the DLC came out, and now it's a fun game, but it's nowhere near what it used to be for me. So that I find really sad, and maybe that's, just for personal reasons, and this is where our water tank is going to be. Although I didn't think about how I'm going to get the sulfur out. It'll have to be with automation, I guess. Yeah. Because we don't really, I don't think, want a way into here, which is something that provides its own problems. But, yeah. Okay, and then I also have to think about how I'm gonna... Like, I could put something right here, and then as soon as I clear this off, I can deconstruct it. Same here. I don't know how I'm gonna make it work that I dump... I could store the materials here, and then they'd be close by, maybe? This is going a lot better with that other dupe there. But I need to, ship over... I'm just checking, as soon as it's dormant, all this obsidian goes away. So, now I have to put in all the crap that goes in here, which means I need to send plastic and steel and some other refined metal for here. So, I'm not quite ready to finish that part of it. Okay. So yeah, this used to be my favorite game. Now it's like a fun game that has frustrations and problems. So, I'm definitely disappointed, and I guess that's my final review of the game, and I probably will do a playthrough on one of the bigger asteroids, because I think just not having to redo this constantly just to get the basics of your petroleum production is huge for me. So that might make it a lot more enjoyable. I'm not 100% convinced that it will. But it might. And so I guess if you're super interested in that, you can let me know. And if I get to the point where this is something that would be interesting to show, maybe I will just do like a sulfur geyser episode, but I don't really anticipate that being something that's going to happen. So for now, we're leaving it for this series. Thank you so much for watching. I'm PhotonEM. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.